Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, thank you so much for taking time to watch the video. I really appreciate it. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and discuss. Before we dive into these topics today though, do me a big favor and hit the like button to help this video out and show it your support. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. The first topic talks again about the next BioShock game, which we know has been in development for quite some time now. Seems that some new details regarding this title have leaked out, and it's pretty interesting. If these details are legitimate, we're learning quite a bit about the next game. And for those of you who maybe aren't aware, we did talk about this just recently, but there were rumors that apparently Sony struck some type of exclusivity deal for the next BioShock game. So when it's revealed, there is a chance that it will be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. So yeah, we'll have to see if that turns out to be true. But getting into these new details regarding BioShock, this comes from @OopsLeaks on Twitter. And the first piece of information they reveal is the title of the new BioShock game, which will apparently be BioShock Isolation, but they let us know that the title may change. So we'll have to see. I think that sounds like a pretty solid name for the next BioShock. I could see that actually sticking. Then they let us know that it's set in a new to the franchise isolated dystopian city. So we're not going to be returning to any of the previous areas in the BioShock games. It's being developed in Unreal Engine 5. It's developed by Irrational Games veterans who worked on Watch Dogs Legion, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Mafia 3, and Deus Ex. And finally, they let us know that the announcement will be happening in Q1 of 2022. Now, I think that last part is somewhat significant if these details are true, because I think that some people at this point are expecting, maybe not expecting, but certainly think that there's a good chance that the next BioShock game could be revealed at the Game Awards. It seems like that's not going to be the case, if this is to be believed, but that's a lot of very interesting information. We unfortunately are going to have to wait until the game is officially revealed to be able to know whether or not this is true, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see the reaction to the next BioShock game. There's a lot of pressure on it, I think, to deliver. We know that Ken Levine isn't involved this time around, so it's going to be very interesting to see how it all goes down, and I think it'll be even more interesting if it does turn out to be a PlayStation 5 exclusive. So you can let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. The next topic in line talks about Gran Turismo 7 being rated in Australia. So this is reading from WCCF Tech. The upcoming Gran Turismo 7 for PS5 and PS4 has been rated by the Australian rating board. And I wanted to be sure to let you guys know about this because we know that game delays are happening all the time. And when it comes to Sony's bigger titles, I think that we've seen quite a few of them delayed multiple times. And when you see a game rated, it's not a guarantee that the date won't get moved back, because obviously it can happen at any time, but it should give you more confidence that we will be playing Gran Turismo 7 on March 4th. It makes it much more unlikely that the game is going to receive a delay. And so again, I just feel it's important to let you guys know about this. We saw that Horizon Forbidden West was rated. Now Gran Turismo 7's rated. So it's looking like these two titles are locked in when it comes to their dates, and you don't really have to worry about either of these games getting delayed. But moving on to the next topic, we're talking about Dreams, which is a game we don't talk about too often, but we have a pretty interesting update. This is reading from PlayStation Universe, and it says Media Molecule has announced that Dreams Update 2.35 and Update 2.36 patch notes, which arrives with a wealth of new content, including a new game from the team in the shape of Ancient Daggers, A Bat's Tale. And this is pretty interesting because we're continuing to see Media Molecule support Dreams in a significant way. And here are some of the details regarding this game, Dangers, A Bat's Tale. The full game is split across 3 chapters, 5 new imps to add to your collection, 3 new PlayStation trophies to unlock, new fonts to be used in your creations, new boot up image upon loading up Dreams. And so with that, there's also a bunch of other improvements with these patch notes to kind of help continue refine Dreams. But I just thought that this was worth at least taking a moment to mention because, again, Dreams is not a game that's really mentioned much, and I don't know what the community's like, but I know that there is a community there, and I think it's just really cool to see Media Molecule releasing full-blown games into Dreams to give people a reason to go back and play, and even adding a couple trophies. So let me know down in the comments below what you think of this and whether or not you still play Dreams at all, if you know anybody who still plays Dreams. Next up in line, I want to let you guys know that for the PlayStation 5 YouTube app, it's been updated and it finally has HDR support. This isn't something I'm going to be spending too much time talking about, but I think it's something that a lot of PS5 users are going to want to know about. I use YouTube on my PS5 all the time, and it says that the update was spotted by a reader on Flat Panels HD with high dynamic range, specifically HDR10 video in the VP9-2 codec, now supported for Sony's latest home console. This means that you can now enjoy HDR on YouTube videos up to 4K 60 FPS. So there you go. If you're somebody who uses YouTube frequently on your PS5, now you'll be able to get full HDR alongside 4K 60 FPS. But next up in line, we have another interesting topic that I think some of you might be happy to hear about. Apparently, there is a new bill that's being pushed by US Congress that's aimed at taking down scalper bots. Now, this is a problem that is persisting, and I think, again, this is something people are going to be pretty happy to hear about. A new report from Bloomberg has pointed out a new bill that was introduced in Congress today. It's aimed at taking down what it calls cyber grinches, or bots, to stop them from scooping up stock of high-priced items. The report does, however, point out that Congress is under an urgent deadline to avoid government shutdown, so there's no telling if it'll gain traction. Still, if a bill like this were passed, it could have quite the effect on the gaming industry. Current-gen consoles are still tough to find over a year out, and it doesn't look like that'll be improving much anytime soon. If there's more that can be done to stop bots and scalpers from buying up restocks to resell on eBay, that might not be the worst thing. There's a lot that can happen, of course, and it could gain no traction at all, but at the very least, it's fair to say that retailers need a plan to better combat scalpers. And so, I just wanted to be sure to let you guys know about this, because I still see people all the time, all across the internet, saying how they want a PS5, they want a next-gen console. Even on my latest episode of the podcast, somebody was telling me how they ended up just settling for an Xbox Series S instead of a PS5, even though the PS5 is what they wanted, because they just, they were just desperate and they were tired of having to, wait or fight to try to get a PS5. And I guess they didn't want to buy one off a scalper. So, I wanted to be sure to let you guys know about this. Hopefully this is something that can gain some traction. And if it does, that would be great. That would help a lot of people, I think. So just wanted to keep you in the know with that. And finally, we're talking about some next-gen upgrades for Cyberpunk 2077 and The Witcher 3 once again. I wanted to keep you guys updated on this. Reading from PlayStation Lifestyle, Cyberpunk 2077 and The Witcher 3 are finally going to get next-gen PS5 and Xbox Series updates sometime in early 2022. According to CD Projekt's latest earnings update, the company plans to release a big update alongside the next-gen releases of the two games. Additionally, the earnings call also revealed that the developer will gradually add multiplayer features to both Cyberpunk 2077 and The Witcher 3, which is pretty interesting. They go on to say that specifically Cyberpunk 2077 PS5 and Xbox Series X is scheduled for the first quarter of the year, while The Witcher 3 should make its next-gen debut in Q2 2022. And on top of that, Cyberpunk 2077 is still set to receive some type of expansion, and they also reveal that they're going to be working on some type of new content for The Witcher 3 as well for the next-gen version. So, these are two games that I think people will be looking forward to. I know that Cyberpunk, we all know what happened with that situation, but I have a feeling that people will be willing to give it a second chance, for better or for worse, with this next-gen version, to see if it can kind of finally live up to what it was supposed to be at launch on console anyway. And The Witcher 3 obviously is a very well-regarded game. So yeah, I think that, this is a pretty decent roadmap from CD Projekt Red, and I think it could go a long way in helping them kind of, get back on their feet in a significant way and kind of turn things around and go in a more positive direction. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. Not a whole lot of news, but we are making our way into December, and we'll have to see what the Game Awards brings and if Sony has any other plans to close out the year. But be sure to leave this video a like if you did enjoy it or found it informative, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share it out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.